Hey guys. Oh, sorry, you're wiggling so much. It is Deb with Deb's Cool Finds. How are you? Today is Tuesday that I'm filming this, and I'm on my way home finally from work. I'm trying to fix you up a little here. It is a balmy 98 degrees in Dallas area. Okay? I actually love it. And I had the windows open until I remembered that I wanted to do a drive home with me video. So for you, I'm suffering through the air conditioning. I don't know, I just like the heat, especially after I've been cold all day in my office. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope things are going great for you. This is again Deb's Cool Finds, and sometimes I just do a drive with me video where you're sitting over there in my passenger seat and I'm just kind of making my way home or to work or wherever. So today I'm going home, like I just said. So I'm going to catch up on a few things. If you've been watching my videos, if you're a subscriber, you know I've been going through some things and I just want to kind of catch you up on it all. What should we start with? Okay, I went back to my doctor for what was supposed to be the return visit to just check up and see if, you know, how my blood pressure was doing, or, you know, all that kind of fun stuff, cholesterol and all that fun stuff. So I came back in, and when I arrived, and I'd already paid the money for the visit, which was, it's a chunk of change. I don't know if it's that bad for you guys. It was $155. I'm like, ouch. Anyway, so I get there and I'm in the room waiting for the doctor, and the nurse was like, or whatever, I assume she's a nurse. She said, you know, the doctor has extra time actually right now. So do you mind if she combines your physical with your return visit? My physical was scheduled for next month, July. And I was like, yeah, cool. And in my brain, I'm thinking, oh, this will be a physical exam. That means it's free. Maybe I can get my money back. It didn't work out. But, so I said, yeah, sure, whatever. And so she came in and she had a student with her. So she said, is that okay? And I was like, of course, anything to help people. That's great. And I brought in I was a good girl. I brought in my blood pressure sheet. She had me taking since the last visit until that visit, which was, when was that visit? Last Friday. So between those two things, that a month ago visit and last Friday, she had me keeping track of my blood pressure morning and night, and she was very excited by my results because she said they were all within normal limits. So awesome. I mean, they could go down a little, but they were all within normal range, which is great. So she was very happy about that. And I had a couple other things I wasn't so happy about, but she was just like, concentrate on this. This is a good thing. And I'm like, you're right. Find the positive. That's what I tell people all the time. So, So the other things are, you know, my things. My nail, first of all, that yucky black nail. But that one's growing. I mean, it's got, I don't know, measurements, maybe a centimeter or two, whatever, of new growth coming in that is clear. So yay. And she was teaching the student about nail. She said something paronychia. She put another word in front of it, like recurrent or something like that, which was weird. But it's the first time I've had this. But anyway, so she was happy with that too, and I am too. So thank goodness my nails finally. It's going to take a while still to get it to grow totally out, but it's on the way, and I'm happy. And I've been doing I do this cuticle oil once a week. So every week I polish my nails. These are my nails. So every week I polish my nails. Go through that routine on Sunday. Routine. So when I take the nail polish, I try and do it earlier on Sunday. I take the nail polish all off, and then I put on some cuticle oil. It's really nice cuticle oil I have, and then I just leave it on there. It's kind of greasy looking, but I leave it on for a while until almost all of it absorbs into my cuticles, and then I put it around the nails and the cuticle. And then on this black nail, I also put it on the nail, just in case nails can suck that up. I don't know, but it hasn't hurt it, so yay. But I do that, and then once that's pretty much gone, then I'll wash my hands and then polish my nails and everything. And then morning and night, at Dollar Tree, I found this hand and cuticle lotion that I liked. It had some good things in it. I forget what was in it. It had some good things in it, and so I've been using that. And what I do is I just put some of it right here on my palm, on the top of my hand, and then I take little bits of it and put it on each finger at the nail, and then I just rub it in.
There's a 10-minute slowdown on I-635
so
east and 1.5 miles.
Yeah, slow down. Okay, so anyway, excuse me. So then I rub that into my cuticle and then the skin down the sides of my nails and just rub it all in there, and then I rub it all into my hands. And my hands are feeling so soft, and well, they're all growing and nice, so I'm guessing it's working. And again, it's not hurting, so I continue that. So like I said, I do that morning and night. That's just my new little routine. And then, so because it was a physical, she, of course, after I was done, luckily I was fasting, even though the appointment was at 2:30 in the afternoon. So I was fasting, and then she did my blood test, and I was quite shocked. I have very tiny veins, I've been told, and like I can't donate blood, even though I would love to. I'm O negative, which they need a lot of, but they tried, and they said that the needle they have to use for the donation is too big for my veins. Weird, huh? And so like when they take blood, they have to use like a pediatric butterfly, whatever. And so I told her that. So the girl was not a happy camper. It's kind of weird. You know, you got people that could be nervous about needles, and you're taking blood. You want them to be comfortable, I would assume. But she didn't really care if you were comfortable or not. She was just kind of snippy and kind of just, yeah, not very pleasant. Not rude, but not pleasant. So, and I've been drinking tons of water all day. So, because I know that if you keep yourself very well hydrated, because you can do fasting and drink water. So if you keep yourself very well hydrated, it helps pump up your veins and makes it easier to get blood out. Well, it must have worked because she couldn't find any in my arm. And so she went here and took it out, and I am shocked that I really didn't feel it that much, and it didn't leave a bruise, and I normally will get like a bruise from that. Even though I don't bruise easily, I'll normally get it because they'll have to like, dig around and stuff, and it's just horrible. So every time they say blood test, I'm like, no! She did very well, so I'll take her crankiness for her skill and ability in getting my blood. So she did all of that, and I drank all that. Here's a little funny story. I drank all that water, right? So what do you have to do? So I made it through the whole appointment, and my doctor was like, we're going to get your blood taken, and that's the last thing we have to do. And of course, she had to resend an order for the mammogram because I forgot or avoided going and getting it, and I know I have to go get it. So she made me another order for that, and that's all she talked about. She's like, okay, bye, you know, whatever. So I go, and I'm waiting to get my blood drawn. Oh, sorry, y'all, so shaky. I'm waiting for my turn to get my blood drawn, and I had to go. So there's a bathroom right there, and so I went. And then what do you guess happened? Yes, it did. As soon as she was done taking my blood, she goes, okay, now we need a urine sample. And I was like, girl, no, I just went. Well, can't you even get us this much? Like, no, you don't understand. I just went. Like, I got out of the bathroom and you called my name. I just went. There's no way I could do this. Like, if I could come back, fine, whatever. She's like, oh, I'll just tell them. I'm like, yeah. I said, if they would have said it, I'd have waited. You'd have got a lot. Probably more than you wanted. But, so we did that, and that was fine. And then I got those test results back already via their online system. And she said the majority of my blood tests were great and improved, but the cholesterol, all the different cholesterol things I still have to work on. And I hadn't doing better. I hadn't been eating as well as I should have been, so I knew that, kind of. And also, it does run in our family, even in the people that do eat better, so it might be something that's not able to be diet controlled. You know, you just might just runs in the family, so we'll see. But I'm attempting it. And then, so that's all great. Thyroid's great. Everything's great. I was kind of hoping thyroid would be bad because that would help me to give myself a false reason for not losing weight. But no, it's all on me. Anyway, I'm following a truck that just looks like a tree. Like, there's so much trees in the trailer. It's not a truck. It could be a pickup or something. I can't see past the tree to see what's pulling this trailer, but it looks like a trailer just loaded with cut parts of trees and then covered by this black thing, and I can't even see the vehicle pulling it. It's kind of weird. So stop saying so. But while we were there, I did discuss, she's like, are you eating better? I'm like, I'm trying. I will get better. And then she's like, are you exercising, or what do you do all day? And I said, honestly, I drive in a car for almost an hour every morning, and then I sit for 10 hours at work. So it's like I'm in the car for 12 hours. In the car. I'm sitting for like 12 hours. That's not good for you, right? Not at all. So she was like suggesting things. She's like, what, can't you take a walk around the neighborhood before work? I'm like, no, that's kind of hard. But I said, I'm going to try and do my treadmill in the morning a little bit. And then she's like, well, even if you do like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, that's great. And she said, well, at night, why don't you go and walk outside? And I said, also, I hate to sound like I'm making excuses, but really, as you can hear in my voice probably, my breathing doesn't do well with the ozone conditions that we're having currently, and my body doesn't do well. I love the heat, but I state that always, prefacing it with, I don't work outside, I don't have to work outside, I don't have to do physical things outside. I can just go from an air-conditioned place to my air-conditioned car, drive around, keep my windows open if I want, but there's always the air if I choose to have it. So, yeah, I'm still a baby. But it couldn't work, and I don't know how the people who do roofs and stuff here live through the summer. I don't understand. But they do, and I give them so much credit, and they should be paid more than they are. But anyway, off my soapbox. And so she said, well, if you just do like a few minutes in the morning. Oh, and then she was like, could you walk around at work? And I said, the way our building is, there is nowhere to walk. But I will think of some things. I'll try and be creative. And I gotta get away from this truck, but the traffic's so intense. As you see it flying by my window. Oh, can we sneak in? Nope. You're not gonna let me, are you? Oh, now you're gonna let me? Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure there, but so I told you I say that too much. Okay, it's a pickup truck pulling it. Wow, interesting. What else? Then she said, well, do you happen to have a pool that you could use? And I said, well, honestly, yeah, there's 4 or 5 pools in my subdivision. Now that doesn't mean they're giant, beautiful pools, by no means. But there's like a lap kind of pool, but it's really thin. It goes from 3 feet to 6, I believe, from end to end. Then there's another pool, I believe, that's like a deep pool, smaller but deep. Or maybe there's only 3. I thought there was more. No, then there's the one by the clubhouse. I don't know anything about that one. It's in a different gate, so I didn't attempt to look at that. So that's 3. And then there's a waterfall pool, a small pool with a waterfall in it, I guess. Never gone in that either. So there's 4. But she said, well, if you have access to a pool, I said, I really don't, I can swim. Like, I'm not going to drown, but I'm not a swimmer, I can get exercise that way. It would be very inefficient. So she said, well, you know what? Just walk around the pool. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, get in the water, walk in the pool, and then the resistance of the water and everything adds more to the exercise. So you're actually getting more out of walking in the pool than you would be walking outside of the pool. So I thought, well, that's interesting. That might be something cool. I come home from work and then just kind of walk in the pool and then just kind of, de-escalate from work and kind of calm down and then go home and eat. Time-wise, it kind of sucks because, I already don't get home till 7, and then by the time you do that, but whatever, I'll make do. So last night, I thought, all right, well, first of all, Monday I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. So in the morning, I wake up a half an hour earlier now, getting to work like a half an hour early too, which is weird because I'm doing more stuff in the morning. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. So I get up a half an hour early, and then I go on my treadmill for 15 minutes, and I try and do like one speed, and then I speed it up, and then I lift it a little, and then lift it a little. Nothing major. I can't follow the iFit programs really and finish one because they're longer than 15 minutes. And I thought, I'm going to do the 15 minutes in the morning. Okay, I'm doing that. And then she's like, you have to add some kind of resistance or something, training, because the more muscle you build up, the more calories you burn, the better you are, the more it builds up your bone strength, all that kind of stuff, all that getting old crap we got to deal with, right? So I thought, okay, how can I do this? Well, what I've been doing at work, and I used to do this years ago at my old job, and I was just really into it, and I did lose a lot of weight, and I looked really good, but then, of course, it was too hard for me to continue. So I'm not going to go at that strength level, at that exertion, not exertion, but at that intensity, I guess, that amount of stuff I was doing, because it's just not going to be something I'm going to continue, and I know that. So I'm trying to do things I can continue that are realistic, that will help me. So I walk in the morning for 15 minutes on the treadmill. And that'll probably continue even when it gets cooler, because once it starts to cool off, of course, then the time changes, and then it's dark in the morning. So it's fine. I got the treadmill in my house. It's cool. So I do that. I go to work. And then every hour, what I'm trying to do is every hour, I'm trying to do this little routine thing. Well, what helps is I'm trying to increase my water too. So I'm trying to drink a lot of water. And so, of course, then you have to tinkle. So I go in the bathroom. I try and go in the bathroom. And if I don't have to go, then I'll go into my back office, which are unoccupied. I can go back there and kind of hide. But what I've been doing is I go in there, do my business, and I use the handicap stall because nobody's handicapped there, but I'd get out fast if somebody came in. But I go in there because it's bigger, and I do my business, and then I do a couple quick little exercises. So like one time I'll go in there and I'll do, I'll stand up and I'll raise my knee up to my elbow, kind of meet, that exercise. I'll do 20 of those. And I do 2 different types of exercises every time I go in there. And I'm there, 10 hours. So I'm in there a bit. I'm not in there every single hour, but I'm trying. So, today I think I made 7 times in there. So good. But, and then I'll do like wall push-ups where you just stand there and you just have your hand on the wall and you do push-ups that way. I'm not getting on the floor in the bathroom. Or I'll do, bicep curls. I'll just tense my arm up and try and fight the curl as I do it. Actually, I have a little soreness in my bicep right now, so I was doing good. Maybe a lunge if I can. I don't really like lunges. Those hurt my knees, but I'll do like a squat. I'll try and do squats or whatever. So I'm doing that. A couple exercises, 7 to 8 times a day in the bathroom or in an office, or if I'm sitting at my desk and I can't get away, I try and do like leg lifts sitting on my chair, different chair exercises, and try to figure out what to do. But I've been doing that for 2 whole days. I know it's not that great of an accomplishment, but it's an accomplishment, and I am going to look at it that way and take pride in that. So I do that. And then last night when I got home, I just made up my mind. I'm going to go check out the pool because I'm not quite sure, if I feel like I'm comfortable doing it. So, if there are a lot of kids there or something weird. So I went there, I drove up to it, and I got out and I looked, and there was just one lady there sunbathing. And then this long pool, from 3 to 6 feet, nice and long. I thought, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I know the code to the gate. I can do this. I went home, talked myself out of it, put my bathing suit on, and then took a towel. I took my phone so that I could use a timer on it because I was going to set these limits, these goals for myself. Then I got that, got my flip-flops, which wearing flip-flops and trying to walk up a hill when your feet are wet, quite funny if you're watching. I'm sure it was, because I kept slipping out of my shoe. So I got to learn from that. But you're like, why did you film it? I know. So and then walked down to the pool. After I got all my stuff, I got a little bag, took it all down, got my sunglasses, took it all down to the pool, got in the gate, pulled a little lounge chair up pretty close to the edge of the pool. Nobody was there. And put my stuff on there. I set a 15-minute timer on my phone and got in the water, and I just was doing walks back and forth. Now, I couldn't go the whole way. I am only 5'5", so yeah, I couldn't go the whole way, but I would go about to the 5 foot, and then I would start to be like, my tippy toes, and I'd start to come back. And then as I was walking, I was also doing things with my arms, with the resistance of the water, like trying to, slice my arms using the water, or doing bicep curls, just using the water as resistance. And it was harder. It is harder walking when you're in the water than just walking. So she was right. And I felt great, and it was, wasn't totally cooling because the water's a little warm, just from the Texas sun, it'll get warmer. But it was nice, and, I just got the bottom of my hair wet, and I kind of felt good, and I did it, and did my I set a 15-minute timer, did my 15 minutes, and yeah, it was great. The lady left somewhere in the middle of it. Felt kind of weird, like people watching me in their homes, but if they were, I don't know, but I just felt kind of like, I don't know, it's this thing in my head, like, they do the senior exercises at, like, the YMCA and stuff. They're always in the water, and, people make fun of that in movies and stuff, but I think it's a great idea because it's easy on your joints and things. But, like, I could actually do lunges or something in there, and it would probably, other than I drown under the water, probably be much better for me than outside, because, again, it's so easy on your joints. But so I kept feeling like, they're probably looking out the window going, look at that old lady trying to walk in the pool. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard admitting you're getting old, but it's just back to life. Better than the alternative, right? So, a pretty car stalled there. Beautiful blue Mustang. Oh, traffic. Oh. So it's already extended my time going home by 6 minutes. We'll see how much more it's going to increase by the time I get there. So I'm determined to go do it again tonight as soon as I get home. And I had salmon for dinner. It was delicious. I made it in my air fryer. And I made a big piece so that I just chipped it in half, and I ate half last night. So tonight I have to make my big salad. My salad I talked to you about with all the goodies in it. Make my salad, take a little bit of beans with it, and then my salmon. Combo's kind of weird, but I always eat my stuff separately, so it's kind of weird that way, especially when I'm at home and nobody's watching. But so tonight I just have to, warm up the salmon and the beans, and then just make my salad, so it won't be as long. It really wasn't much longer cooking it, because I was cooking it while I was doing my salad. Anyway, so that's my plan for tonight too. So that's my plan that I'm going to try and do every day. She was like, do it 3 days a week. Just do the walking. And I thought, yeah, but then I'll talk myself out of it. So let's try every day. If that gets too much, I at least have it in my head that she said 3 days a week. So I have permission. But I want results. I want to look good on my next trip. And especially when I go meet the whole family in February, I really would like to be better. And I want to be healthier, and I want to feel better and all that. Oh, the other thing I did, so another little thing, because I'm like, if I do exercise, like if I took half an hour, whatever, and did all these exercises, I'm not going to keep doing it. I'm just not. I'm going to put it in my head, like I don't have the time, it's too tiring, I'm too sore, I got too much to do. I know myself. I've learned myself after all these years. So what I also have put into my day is I was always parking, my whole group, my whole company, whatever, we park on the first floor. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm going to park on the second floor. One cool thing is I can park right by the exit gate. So when I leave, I can just drive, poof, I'm out of there. It's got such a long drive home. I'm going to make that a little quicker. I mean, it's seconds, but whatever. Let me live in my dream world of time gained. I got to get all the way over there in 3/4 3/4 of a mile. Okay, I can do that. So, so I've been parking on the second floor, and then all the way by the exit gate, which is all the way at the end, away from the stairs and the elevator. And I've not been using the elevator, I've been using the stairs. So I get, a flight down every morning and a flight up every evening when I leave. So that's good. And then I work on the 4th floor. And today and yesterday I took the stairs and didn't use the elevator at all. And today it was extra because, amazingly, I had 4 things sell between eBay and Poshmark, my little stores. And so I had to get those to the post office. So, at lunch, I just went and did that. And so I went up the stairs in the morning and then down to go, did the whole thing all over again to go drive to the post office, came back, watch out. So I went up and down 4 flights twice today, and then up and down the 1 flight twice today. Right? Yeah. So yay. And then she said eat like 2 fruits a day. So my company, I do the purchasing of it, but my company gives us fruit for the week, for the office. And so I've got that there. So I order what I like. And it's what everybody, what people like, but I'm not going to order stuff that nobody's eating and I don't even like because it'll just go to waste. And then me and one of my coworkers were both like, oh, the fruits are good. We had plums. They were, oh my gosh, they were so delicious. Anywho. So yeah, is that all the changes? I think that's, and then for breakfast, I just do my little toast with peanut butter on it while I'm driving to work so I can take my medications. Or else I didn't used to do anything, but it says take with food. And then I do my chocolate coffee drink I make. Told you all about that. And then for lunch, I've been doing just some yogurt, Greek yogurt, Faye, which is, I like blueberries and pecans. And then my company also has these nut containers for us. So I take a little bit of the nuts and I eat that for my lunch. And then I'll stick a fruit for a snack in the morning, a fruit for a snack in the afternoon. Like today I had a plum in the morning and a nectarine. That was so good. Nectarine in the afternoon. And then, like I said, my salmon or chicken for dinner, salad, and then maybe some beans. So that's about it for my... Oh, and then I bought some... I did do kind of bad. I just want something sweet at night sometimes. And I was trying to think of what's the least... calorie wise or bad wise, and I just happened to be at Walmart and I just bought some popsicles. So I really like sugar. Oh, I did buy sugar free. No, I didn't buy them there. Sorry, I bought them at Aldi's, and I got the sugar free ones, or no sugar added, whatever. Those cars. Can you hear that noise? That boom, 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 boom. Some of these cars doing that. I don't know whose is. Somebody was just stalled there, and because of this construction, I don't know if you can see it at all, but because of the construction, there were no shoulders to the road, so they were just stalled in the lane, the poor thing. That's what was causing all this traffic. Now it's just gone. Yay. Okay, and then I thought, you know what, I want to keep myself, sorry, you're bouncing all over. It's just the way, I gotta find a better, I mean, it's great, it sits up there and everything, but it just bounces around a lot. It's on my visor. I gotta find a better phone holder for y'all. But I took this little notebook I had at home. It's in my purse. And I used my little Temu pen holder. I think I showed you those, the multicolored little thing that hooks onto your notebook and holds your pen. So I bring that everywhere with me, and I'm putting in there every day. I'm just keeping like a little diary. It's not a diary full of like words and thoughts and stuff, but it's a diary as far as I've got little categories, and I'll mark off every time I fill up my water cup. I'll mark up every time I go up the stairs in the building, so I know how many flights I did there, and how many times I go up and down the garage stairs. You know, I keep track how many fruits I ate. I kind of write down just a little short, you know, what I ate, if I went in the pool or not, if I did my morning walk, and then I kind of have this little record of, you know, things. And then if we get to a month and nothing's changed, like, okay, this isn't working, what can I tweak or whatever. I've never done it before. I know the knowledgeable theys out there, they do recommend that you keep that diary of your food and stuff, so it just keeps you accountable as you're writing stuff down, and you'll feel guilty writing down, you ate a pound of chocolate. But so I'm trying it. We'll see. I've done it a whole 2 days. Again, checking in, being honest with you. It's just, it's whatever. So yeah, that's all about the doctor. What else is in my life? Let's see. I did get a shock to the core, the fact that I had nightmares. But I live in an HOA. There's a lot of conflicts in this HOA as far as the board, and lack of trust, and previous embezzlements, and a board member during COVID who decided he's going to get rid of the handymen, the young guys who were making a pittance that we were paying to do stuff around. He was going to do it, and he was going to pay himself $40 an hour, and he was going to keep track of his own dang time clock, and he took us for I don't know how much, and I stood up and said, no, that's a conflict of interest, and his little buddies on the board voted me down. It's also the guy who not everyone, but lots of people didn't like him, and he got voted off the board by the community, and after they all left, and it was just the board left, he said, I'm not helping any of you out unless I'm on the board, so you can just forget about all my help. And so one of his buddies on the board stepped down and said, take my place, and so he got back on the board without any HOA members vote on this or agreement or anything. Okay. Well, they just sent out an email and said, hey, we got a meeting in 2 days. Like, what? And this email said you're going to owe this amount of money per square footage of your house because we have to fix the roofs, and we don't have any money to do it. And basically the roofs need repair because they have not been taken care of all these years, which is the board's duty, right? And as a townhome owner or condo owner, whatever, technically I am only responsible from the studs in, and the HOA is responsible from the studs out. And I also have someone who lives above me, so the roof is not directly above me, but yes, the roof protects me. So none of our insurance covers that. The insurance the HOA has, all kinds of issues with that. Can't even go into all that. Just, oh my God. So that's not helping at all. So they decided they need X amount of money, and how to divide it up was this amount of money per square foot, and then everybody pays per whatever their square footage. Well, mine comes out, okay, are y'all sitting? Because I wish I had been when I read it, because I almost fell over. You all know my financial situation, right, or lack thereof, with my being unemployed, and over the last couple of years, different times, and just, it's been horrible. And I'm nowhere near getting caught up or anything, but I was on an upward path. But my portion is $11,000. Not only did that blow me away, like, what? But they want it by September 1st. Okay, there's no way in AG double hockey sticks I can afford that. So at the meeting, they decided they'd give us a year to pay it. I can't, I do not have $1,000 extra a month to pay that. Some months I'm negative, it's just life. It's just me. It's just the situation I'm in, okay? Just being honest with you. So we all went to the meeting, very heated. People screaming. I might have told you all this. I don't know. Sorry if I'm reiterating, but yeah. So some people just moved in. I just read on Facebook, they've started Facebook group pages over this, and they're trying to, they're asking for audits, and they're asking for the bids, and they're asking for inspections, and they're asking for all kinds of stuff to try and figure this all out. And even in the meeting, we were saying, why can't we do, not 24 roofs at once for $3 million? Why can't we do them on an as-needed basis and just do, 2 or 3 a year, and then slowly let people slowly, pay that or whatever, or get our funds up or whatever. The real reason they're not going to do that is, again, that same board member who hired this company to do work around the property, right? Well, after a few years, this company hires him. Now, is that a little bonus for getting him all that work? I don't know. So he's working for that company. Now, he wouldn't work on our project, supposedly, but he works for the company. And all of us wonder, there's no way, again, that this man isn't getting something back, a kickback, pennies, something out of getting his company a $3 million bid, right? And he said in the meeting, too, he blabbed, does the man think? He said, yeah, we promised this company the bid because of all the work they've done for us, and they've been floating some invoices for us, and so, we told them that when we get the bid for the, we get the roofs done, it's them. What? And then he's like, we got another bid, only 2. Now, I've worked in this business for years, different types of this business, facility management, HOA property management. You don't get 2 bids for something that costs $3 million. You get at least 5. But he got 2. And the other one was too vague to compare to the quote from his company. Now, yes, we, in the business, I've gotten quotes that have been very vague. What you do is you go back and you say, you want my business, let's get a concise scope of work so I can compare apples to apples. That's just how it is, or we don't get our business and I'll go get another bid. Nope, he just said it was too vague, so they're going with this guy. But they'd already promised this guy the work because...
You are still on the fastest route.
Yeah, so conflict of interest at all? Anybody? So that just, wow. So I can't pay that, and I guess the punishment will be they're going to put a lien on my house. Yay me. But yeah, there's, and I'm not alone. I'm just not alone. And so people were saying, well, if 50% don't pay because they can't, there's a lot of people on fixed incomes in my area, or single people, and just they ain't got no money. People who just moved in and spent all their money to move in, to purchase a home. What happens if 50% don't pay, 25% don't pay? How does this get completed? And they had no answer, so they have no plan. They had no schedule. That the board member, his unit's getting fixed, one of the first 4. Again, interesting, right? So anyway, that was that scoop. So I'm trying to get that out of my head. I thought I would have to look at all the paperwork, and I will, but when they started these groups, they're asking for everybody's expertise. And who started it is the homeowners, not the board. The board's just like, this is what we're going to do, and tough. Yeah. So they're asking for, they're getting lawyers that live there. There's realtors that live there, very successful realtors that live there, that are in these groups now asking for all this paperwork and delving into it. There's insurance people wondering why that part of it was all such a mess, and people that know construction people, and they're saying we could get cheaper bids. Why are we doing this? Why are we settling on this first bid? Why wasn't this brought to all of our attention and people asked for input and stuff? Why was this all secretly done behind the scenes on the board? Why is the property management company we pay all this money to so poor at what they do? Why are we keeping with them? There's just so many questions. So right now they're just trying to get everybody together and kind of get everyone's expertise and try and come up with solutions that are not just, the amounts people are going to pay are going to be between $9,000 and I heard like $20,000 is the highest one, and people they're like, we don't have that kind of money. So anyway, that's that scoop. So that's like, I'm trying to hold it together, y'all. But, yeah. And then Saturday, I went, because I'd already pre-purchased. My tires were completely bald, right? I think I told you that story where I had to go get a screw or nail, whatever, out of my tire, and the tire guys were like, oh, you can't touch that, and the rest of your tires are all horrific. And they really are. I looked at them. They were almost slick. Yeah, bad. And I drive so much, so I was getting scared. So I bought the cheapest tires I could buy. I got them for a great price. $40 off a tire, great price. Lifetime, rotations and all this stuff free, whatever. It's at Walmart. And I had an appointment. I thought this is going to go smooth, right? So I get there Saturday, and God, I get there just before my appointment. So I'm a little early for my appointment, being a responsible person, right? Pull my car up. There's a ton of cars. Walk in. I'm like, I'm here for my appointment. Get my tires put on. He's like, okay. I see it's all paid for already. Thank God I had one credit card left that had enough for the tires. Thank you. Guardian angels, thank you. So it's all paid for and everything. And since you have an appointment, it should be like an hour and a half. Okay, that's okay. I got a plan. I'm just gonna go chill. So my plan was, I just went. They have a Subway in there at Walmart, so I just went and sat in the Subway. I didn't eat there, but I just went and sat. They were kind enough to let me sit there, and I just played with my phone for a while. I was doing all kinds of stuff, Facebook, did my games and all that. And then it started getting close to, the hour and a half. So I thought, let me go do my shopping now. But I can't buy anything. I still don't trust them enough to buy anything that'll melt. So I bought all my stuff, my salad stuff and my yogurt and all that. And then I went back. I'm waiting for the text message to say my car is done, right? Do all that. It's been an hour and a half. Go back to Subway with my groceries and sit down. And then I get a text saying, your car is now being brought into the service bay. What? In an hour and a half, they had not even touched my car. I'm not a happy girl, but I'm like, okay, all right, okay, just zen. Woo. When it got to 2 hours, and they still didn't say they had started on it. I was kind of freaking out. 2 hours and 15 minutes, I get the text to say, we've started on your vehicle. What? So, no sailboats out today. On the lake. So, I go back there. Now I'm a little fuming, right? So I look at the poor, cute little teenage kid there, whatever he was, and I'm like, excuse me, but you all just started on my car now, and I had an appointment. When is my car going to be done? And then I got a little snippy. I felt bad. I was like, is it going to be done today at all? Because I'm just sitting here stranded. And one of the mechanics, whatever, was standing next to me. He goes, it should be done today. I'm like, oh, he's not even being sarcastic. He's being serious. Oh, heck to the no. So I went and sat there what else am I going to do? I went and sat on a little bench right by the service bay, and a lady next to me sitting there, and of course I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is what happened so far. And she's like, well, I was at my daughter's house, and she's having a party for her kids, but her car wouldn't start. So I gave her my car thinking I'll just head down to Walmart for a little bit, have them put a new battery, test the battery, and then put a new one in if needed, and then I'll just drive the car back and go to the party. She got there at 11:30, and she was still sitting there with me, and her car was still sitting out in the hot sun with the hood open because they had tested it. All they had to do was go get the battery, put it in her car, and let her go. Now, even for me, that'd probably be, all right, let's exaggerate. It'd probably be a half an hour job, probably not, a couple minutes. You just got to take the battery out. Unhook it, take the battery out, put the battery in, hook it back up. Bye-bye. That's it, right? Yeah. So we were just going on like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is ridiculous. So then we stood up at the window that looks into the Bay Area, and we were just like, oh my goodness. She's like, which is yours? Like that one way over there. She's like, oh, I think I just saw a head by your car. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then we see the head walk outside with somebody else. I'm like, no, he's leaving my car. And we were just going on. And she's like, yeah, that's mine. It's still sitting there. Nobody's there yet. Still sitting there. I should have just bought the battery, taken it myself, and me and my daughter could have figured out how to put it in. Just like, oh my gosh. Because her husband we told each other our whole stories. So her husband had passed away, and her daughter, something happened to her husband, I don't remember. But, so it was just her daughter was grown. But, so it was just her and her daughter has a special needs son, and she was telling me all about that. And a cool event they have for all the special need kids where they go play this little baseball game and stuff. And she said the amount of people that came out to support it just gave her goosebumps and made her cry. And even while she was standing there, she had all big goosebumps and got emotional about it. So that was so sweet. Her grandson has autism. So I learned a lot. As you know, I can talk. Yeah, finally, I could see him doing mine. I'm like, oh my God. And as we're standing there all that time, finally, I'm like, oh, he's working on my car. He just now took the tire off. I mean, I was just like flabbergasted. It took 3 hours. 3 hours to put on 4 tires. I could have changed that, especially with their tools. I could have changed that in, way less time than that. I've changed tires since I was a young thing. Just blew my mind. And then, so they finally came in and said, your car's done. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. Let me take a drink. I'm sorry. There's traffic in front of me, so I'm stopped on the bridge. A couple speedboats out there having fun. Wish it was me. Jet ski. So, he came in and told me he's done. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. And I'm so excited that I go get my car. And luckily, right as I was turning on my car, I went, oh my gosh. I just was so excited. I left all my groceries sitting on the bench in the store. So I just did a big U-E on my car and came back and stopped it, got out. And the mechanic came running up to me and he's like, is something wrong? Is there an issue? What's going on? And I'm like, no. I just forgot my groceries. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what the heck takes 3 hours to change on a car, dude? And that's how I said it. And he's like, I'm sorry, but, I normally tell people it's like 4 hours at least minimum for any service. And I said, you know what? If you had told me that, I could have planned better. Maybe call my parents or somebody up and say, hey, can you come get me? Take me home, or let's go to lunch or something while I'm waiting. I could have planned my day. But the little dude at the desk said an hour to an hour and a half. And the guy just did like a face plant going, oh my God, he's really saying that? I said, yes, that's what he told me. You got an appointment, an hour and a half. And he's like, never, not on a Saturday, never. He's like, I'm so sorry he told you that. Yeah, that's the only thing that really just kind of ticked me off was I said, just be honest. And I even told the kid that because he walked by me at that point too. And I said, that's the thing that just upset me was the way you told me the time frame. And there's a big difference in an hour to an hour and a half and 3 hours. And I said, just be honest with people and then they can deal with it. They're not going to be upset with you if you say, I mean, they might be when you go 4 hours and they're like, oh, I'm not doing it today. Maybe. But if you tell them the true time, they could plan. Like this lady with the battery, she said if they would have told me the true time, I would have said, okay, just give me the battery. I'm still going to buy my battery here. Test it. First test it. I need a battery. Yes. Okay. I'm going to buy the battery from you. Just buy the battery, put it in my car, and I'm off, and I'll figure the install out. You're not making anything on the install much, so it won't hurt your business. But, she said, just be honest. I wouldn't stand here wasting my time. I could be helping my daughter with the party. So that was the thing that really got me. But me and the guy were just talking forever. And then when right before I left, I said, I'm sorry, but I just have to say this. You have the most beautiful blue eyes. He's like, well, thank you. So I just have to tell people a compliment if I see something that's like that. Anyway, so yeah, then I left and I was giggling. But it was nice because it wasn't my old self where I'm like, kind of thing. It was just like, okay, this is a little upsetting. This is kind of ridiculous that you tell people this and this happened. You just don't expect that. So what's the point of the appointment? And the mechanic said there really is no point to the appointment. Like, oh, okay, well, thank you. Now I know. And then I said, and then I told the lady, and then later I told the mechanic, I said, well, I have to call my dad and tell him he's right, I'm wrong. And he's like, why? I said, because my dad said, just go to the Walmart, buy your tires, take them down to the local tire guy and have them put them on. It'll be real fast and cheaper than Walmart. And I said, yeah, you know what? The man was right. I think Walmart charged me like $18 a tire. My little local guy doesn't charge that much. And even if he did, it would have been way faster. But then again, I wouldn't have got the bennies of the for rotation and blah, blah, whatever else they throw in there. But yeah, so that was my Saturday mostly. But at least I got the shopping done. And then I drove up there. I was like, I'm going to go to Aldi's tomorrow because I'm too tired now. And then I was like, no, dumb, it's right on your way home. I mean, it's a block from my house. Just go to the Aldi's and get the rest of your groceries and just be done with it. So I did that. So I didn't have to go anywhere Sunday. But yeah, that was my lovely, wonderful Saturday. Wow, this is really extended. Originally, when I got in the car, it said I would be home at 6:44. I'm still on the bridge. See my house, can't get there. Still on the bridge. It is 7 o'clock now. It's saying that I will get home. Crazy traffic, crazy. Like why I'm stopped here, I have no idea. Because as you see, they're all moving. This lane is at a complete and utter standstill. And I can't figure it out if it's for the exit that I'm going to have up there and there's no point in trying to get around. Or if something is wrong. But you know what? Oh, there's cars. I know it's cars. Why are there cars on the road? I don't see anybody getting out of the lane, like as if avoiding a stalled car or something. So I have no idea what this is about. But you know, it happens like that. Oh, there's somebody else in a boat and they're swimming off the back of it. Cute. Because I want to get in the pool. Let's go. Yeah, but, and then, today, oh my gosh. Today and yesterday were kind of fiascos at work also. So I don't know how techie you are. I'm not techie either much. But, so, we access, because we have a corporate in Houston and then the office here in Dallas, and then we have some other satellite ones around the country. So, to access files that we all need, we use what's called Q Drive. So, what that means is, well, this is just my non-techie explanation. We have our own servers, so everything's on there, and this is how we access it, okay? Well, they kind of decided that the servers were older, and they were afraid that something was going to happen to them, and then you'd lose all your data, right, that you have, that you desperately need, your own company's life on there. So someone got the bright idea that we would go to what's called SharePoint, which is a program out there, and you can just access everything. It's not quite the same because, like, on our network drive, if I'm in a document, I'm the only one in the document. So I've got, you know, control over it. I know what's happening to it, all that kind of stuff, right? On SharePoint, multiple people can be in the same document at the same time. And then you'll just see like little initials bounce. Oh, it's a stalled truck. Dang it, all the Hucklebees. There's no shoulder, so we've got this giant, I don't know what he is, milk truck, fuel truck, something, stalled there in that lane. And that's what caused this whole thing. Dang, gone it. I had to stop going in that lane until the last minute. That's happened like twice, and I haven't learned. So we're going to this thing called SharePoint. And then that way it'll be out in the cloud. My mom used to go, what's the cloud? Where's the cloud? Anyway, it will be out in the cloud, and then we'll be off our servers, and life will be wonderful. Okay. Well, fiasco. So they had to take everything, copy everything off the server, and put it on the SharePoint thing. And I don't know that process. But we came in, it was supposed to happen over the weekend, and we came in Monday, and they're like, here's SharePoint. As soon as we started using it, we're like, wait a minute. There's tons of files missing that we need to do our job, so we couldn't do a ton of our, big part of our job, me and two other people, because these files were just not, they weren't copied over. And then, like, I had one document that I have that was on there 3 different times with 3 different versions of it, and there's only one document, so I don't know how that happened. Another weird thing, they took another document that I use all the time and I update daily, and it's like addresses and phone numbers and stuff. And my coworker went on there and she's like, oh, let's call this guy. So I know I gave you the info and I know you updated the spreadsheet. I'm like, yeah, I did. So she goes on there and she's like, it's not listed anywhere. I'm like, what? I know I did that. I sent you the email back saying done. I know I did that. Well, somehow it copied over like the wrong versions of documents, so the changes I had made for the last 3 weeks weren't in that document, and I had to go and recreate them all. And then we had to save. They were like, oh, don't save stuff to SharePoint, that's not working. I'm like, what? So this guy's just stopped here in my way. It's just not working. So
caution,
save
load
it
with restricted access.
Save it to your computer. So I'm having to do all that and then copy things onto SharePoint. It was just, oh my god, I did so much work. And then this morning we get in and there's an email saying there's a big issue with SharePoint. Stop using it immediately. We're going back to the servers until we figure this out. So now all the work that I did on SharePoint, I had to try and remember what I did so I could redo it all again on the server documents. So yay. We all had to do that. It was so much fun. She sarcastically says. Yeah, speed bump, for people asking me for a speed bump. No, I'm not going to do it at 25 miles an hour. That was it at 5 miles an hour, and 10 miles an hour. That's enough. I know. But anyway, that's that scoop. So yeah, yesterday I did work that today got erased that I had to redo. Fun. But it's a job. So anyway, yeah, it's just like all stuff everywhere, right? Always. Never comes in one. It always comes in bunches. But I'm home, and I gotta go put on my suit and get down to that pool and try and continue this path of recovery. Not recovery, but I don't know what you'd call it. Rebuilding. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for being my passenger on the way. I hope I drove well enough for you. Sorry you're bouncing around. I will try and find a better cell phone holder at some point. And I do have a couple of Temu hauls I need to get out and a whole bunch of stuff I need to do, but we'll get there, y'all. Thank you for hanging in with me. If you're new, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I hope you decide to subscribe and stay, but if you don't, I understand. I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not for me. So I will see you guys later. Have an amazing life. Let's just continue this life that we are living and make it amazing. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.